It's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's Superhero Slate. It's a modern podcast where we talk about everything that's great, like movies, TV, superheroes. It's Superhero Slate. Oh yeah.
Hello everyone and welcome to Superhero Slate, the show where we run down the latest superhero entertainment news.
We love TV, movies, and superheroes, so let's talk it all out.
My name is Chris Dillard.
My name is Jason.
And this week, Deathstroke is making his own movie. They've cast Fandral from the Thor The Dark World as Shazam. That's wild. The Venom movie is really happening, Jason. They have threatened us for so long, and now they're actually pulling the trigger.
We shall see.
And more. So, as you guys can probably tell, Mike is not here. He is moving this weekend. So I'm going to jab at him. I even moved from states into a house, and I still recorded. But he can't even move down the street to another apartment and handle it. So, you know what?
Priorities.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I know where the slate is on my list. And then we have, I guess it was Jason. Jason's filling in.
Yes, big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Well, I guess. I mean, I know I'm the main star of the show here. Mike's just second.
Well, you told me yesterday you do all the work, and I just sit here and agree with you.
Yeah,
so
that's right. We just react.
Yes, react. Yes.
Yeah. No. We like Mike. Mike does the artwork. We wouldn't have any artwork without Mike's skills. So, and more. He's got opinions, I guess, full of those. So, Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself, and we met at the comic book store, the Destination.
Yes.
And ever since then, we've run into each other at a concert on a weekend.
Yes.
Comic conventions, just kind of
Yes.
out and about. And
actually, we met at Free Comic Book Day 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I had just started listening to your podcast a month or two beforehand.
Really?
So I approached you and said, hey, my name's Jason. I just want to let you know I'm a big fan of Superhero Slate. So you, Mike, and that's when that conversation, you blew my mind when I had no idea you guys were in separate time zones doing the show. So it just sounded so seamless on the podcast.
Well, thank you. We try, and yeah, I always forget he's in a different time zone because when we text each other, it's in our own time, and we're just like, yeah, just auto adjust. So.
Right.
So yeah, and then I ran into you at a Southern Culture on the Skids concert.
Yes.
And that's where I got to say, we have a lot of super fans, and I saw you specifically tell other people about the show.
Yes.
So I know you're a super fan of the show.
Yes.
So
very much so. I've got some other friends listening to the show. So
I'm sure they'll be glad to hear you on here.
Hopefully.
And then yesterday, I guess this is kind of what we've been doing, was the Derby City Comic Con. We spent that at, and I worked at the D&N booth and then also at the Destination, and then you were there looking around. I didn't get a follow-up with what you got to do, but like, what do you end up doing there?
Well, I ended up purchasing a couple of Daredevil comics.
Okay.
Frank Miller, issue number 1, giant size.
Okay.
Then decided to wait in line for Jim Steranko.
Okay. Tell me what I'm not as big into him as most people. So when I see his name, I'm like, I don't know what he did.
A lot of Nick Fury, Captain America. I'm not a very big fan. I don't know much about him, but he was there. I know he's an icon.
Okay.
It's worth me getting in line just to get something, to get an autograph. Mm-hmm. So, the line was only 10 to 15 feet long, and it took us an hour just to process those 15 people, because he talks and talks and talks, and I was warned about it.
Yeah.
And he looks just like the Collector from the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I saw a picture online, and he's got the hair back and the gray and like the big smile.
He looks the sunglasses. He is very much a talker.
Yeah.
Getting frustrated a little bit. It's taking that long just to go that. But once I got to meet him and he signed a piece for me, he made it real personal. Yeah. It is worth the hour wait just to talk with him for that minute and a half, 2 minutes.
So everyone else got more minutes than you guys, what you're trying to tell me.
Well, this one couple, good 40 minutes.
Really? Wow.
People were getting frustrated.
Yeah.
And the handlers couldn't get him to move, and he just talked and talked. But man, it's his world. I mean, this is it was worth it for that wait when I got my minute or two.
So why did you get the Daredevil? I know why you got the Daredevil books.
Yes.
So why did you pick up specifically these Daredevil issues?
I got the issues. I into hot toy figures.
Uh-huh.
So I have getting these hot toy figures, one to a shelf, and I'm trying to get an iconic comic behind the figure. So when I started this project about a year ago, Mitch from Destination, I was talking with him. He's like, well, I'm going to Chicago C2E2.
Yeah. I take him
And
out
it's
there.
like, yeah, give me some money and I'll pick up some comics for you. So in my head, I was thinking just cool covers, recent covers.
Mm-hmm.
So he came back a week later and he went retro with me.
Yeah.
Old school Hulk, Thor, and a Captain America. And I was like, I didn't even think about going that avenue.
Yeah.
And it's just, Mitch just did it. And I was like, you know what? This is cool. So now I'm getting these retro comics. My Vision, I've got the first appearance of Vision.
Yeah.
Avenger 57. Got that as a gift from one of my brother-in-law.
Is that the one where he's like on the cover towering over everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm finally whittling down.
Because you were looking for a Black Panther. Did you find a Black Panther?
Did not get a Black Panther.
Okay, didn't get a Black Panther.
But I did get the Groot, Tales of Suspense, issue 8.
From Earth X, Creature from Earth X, yeah.
Got that cover.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that behind my Groot. So yeah, it's coming along slowly. And it's just the whole thing is the hunt, trying to find these issues.
Well, if you got them all done in one go, it wouldn't be nearly as
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, Derby City to me, I've gone the past several years, and it's small. It's a small convention by all means, but like it's fun. Like I found a lot more there than I thought I would.
Right.
And it was so small, and just had a good time. Like what little bit I did get to go around.
It's one of my favorite cons, just because I want toys and comics. Mm-hmm. I don't need to see all 3 Red Rangers. Professional wrestlers. I'm just there for the comics and for the illustrators and the writers.
Oh yeah.
Talked to Matt Nixon for a little bit from Image, his retcon comic.
Yeah, he's been at the store. He's a big fan of Destination.
Yes.
I love seeing. We interviewed him. We filmed an interview with him and Mitch.
Okay. Yes.
For Bagged and Beard, and he's a really cool guy.
Yes. Yes.
For someone who's worked on like Wolverine issues and started
And his child Logan.
Yeah, like just so down to earth. I agree. He's really cool. I was there. I got 2. I'm a big Aqua Teen Hunger Force fan, if people know me. And I was there. The voice actor for Frylock was there.
Yes.
Carrie Mean. So he actually drew the villains. I got a piece here. And then he signed it for me. Chris, we are Sofa King, we Todd Ed. Which is a line from Billy Witch Doctor episode.
Nice.
So he drew this work. He did. I mean, I walked up. No one was there except some people who were like dressed up in like Japanese animal costumes. And he was like, trying to get away from them. So I was his first purchase today. Got a selfie. That rounds out my Aqua Teen voice cast. So I've at 3 different conventions: Lexington, C2E2, and now Derby City. I've met all the voice actors in that show. So that was a big deal for me. And then I bought some trades. You can't see them because I already put them up. But one of my big ones is War of Kings. I finally bought the full trade for War of Kings. I don't know if you've read that one or not.
No, I've not.
So that's essentially Cyclops and Havoc have another brother, Vulcan, who has taken over the Shi'ar Empire because he's like a Omega level mutant, and he's like attacking the Inhumans, and Black Bolt's like no. So it's Black Bolt versus.
He actually says no.
He says a lot in this one. So it's Black Bolt versus the third Summers brother. So it's a really good. That's where the cosmic side of Marvel started to come back into play, because you got Ronan the Accuser is coming back. You meet the Inhuman family a little bit more, because I don't think the Inhumans have been around since early 2000s at that point. So
right.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. I got that in a couple ultimate trades as usual, trying to round that out. So I had a good time. I mean, yes. I worked a lot of it, but I still had a good time there. So
we were there for a good 6 hours, from 10 to 4 maybe, and walked around, and we had a good time. My cohort in crime, Troy, bought $51 comics at a certain vendor.
Yeah.
50 comics. So
man, you didn't throw him a discount, huh?
I didn't even ask.
Yeah.
I was just floored. He had an 8-inch stack of comics.
Yeah, I saw he had some Star Wars. You got the Star Wars there.
He got the full run of Poe Dameron and DC Bombshells.
Okay.
I'm not too sure what else he got.
Yeah, well, if Troy's listening, maybe he can
I'm
tell
sure
us what
he
he
will.
got. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So and then also I know some people took Superhero Slate stickers from the D&N table. So if you guys are listening from that, thank you. And I guess we'll get into really what the show's about. It's the superhero movie news, and boy, do we have some news for you this week. Mike picked a weird time to go, but like whatever, we got to do it.
Priorities.
Yeah, got Jason here. So Jason, we've talked about the DC extended universe, or whatever they want to call it, for a very long time, and now Deathstroke was in Justice League, and maybe he's not in Justice League. Then he was in Batman, and maybe now he's not in Batman. Who knows what's happening with that movie? But now we know that a solo Deathstroke movie is happening over at DC. What do you make? And it's still got Joe Manganiello as the character. What do you make of this? Like, I only know Deathstroke from watching Arrow, and I assume the movie version would probably be a little more badass than the TV version, a little more budgetary.
Right. My opinion on DCU, just convoluted.
Yeah.
Make announcements, no follow-up.
Yeah.
Make announcements, so when this thing happens, we'll see.
If it happens.
I don't want to hate on DC.
Yeah.
I don't. I enjoyed Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you sound like we want good movies.
Exactly.
But,
I don't care where they come from. Just give me a good movie.
Good movies, exactly. And Wonder Woman's good. I'm on the leaning towards the excitement for Justice League just because I want to see what happens. And we got some Justice League news later. But to kind of make this Deathstroke movie news a little more interesting, Gareth Evans, who did The Raid Redemption, is tapped to direct this movie. So I don't know if you're familiar with the Raid movies.
No.
So I watched the first Raid recently, a couple years ago, and did you watch Dread?
No.
Okay, so it's like this one guy's like in this apartment building, and he's got to get to the top of the building, but he's got to fight his way through. They are the people who do all this, like modern Jackie Chan's. They're doing all the stunts themselves. They're doing crazy fights, like long extended fights, like stuff like flipping over. So these movies are very action oriented. And like long pieces of action, and not like CGI action, like hand to hand action.
Right.
So, some of those characters I think have bled into. I think The Force Awakens had them as the Conja Club members were from the Raid movies. The guys from the Raid movies. So,
sure.
They're just very like new wave close fighting. Like that's the new fighting style, I guess, action style. So they've tapped Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards was Godzilla. Evans is the Raid Redemption to maybe do this movie. So do you think that would benefit Deathstroke? I know he's got a sword and an eye patch, so he's very hand to hand, but because Deadshot is the gun one, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Now, wasn't Deadpool a playoff Deathstroke?
Probably. Yes. Because Slade Wilson is Deathstroke and Wade Wilson is
so
Deadpool.
I think Marvel took their version, and of course Deadpool's a lot more popular than
And
this character.
Deadpool had a lot of close hand-to-hand action scenes, I feel. Like the Deadpool versus Francis from the movie. Like, those were really good scenes. So maybe... I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Deathstroke deserves his own movie this early on in the DC solo-verse, but I'm more excited for this than I am another Joker movie.
Oh, I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you. We don't need... an origin of Joker.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing of the Joker. You don't need that origin story.
Yeah.
No. Just good movies.
Just good movies. Good movies. And I think we haven't heard an announcement on Green Lantern. And just as like you said, they make announcements and then nothing.
Right.
So I'm very excited for a Green Lantern movie, like the core movie with the two Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart to come up. There are a million other characters from DC I'd probably choose before Deathstroke.
Yeah, do you think this Justice League movie will launch a Green Lantern?
So, yes. Because they mentioned... Well, I don't know if it'll launch directly from this one that's coming up, but they do mention there are no lanterns in the trailer. Whenever... was it Steppenwolf?
Yes.
Mentioned, he's like, there's no lanterns, there's no Kryptonians, so apparently like those are things planets need to protect themselves, I guess, so... I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what world they were building to. I know we talked a little bit maybe last week or 2 weeks before, but like Zack Snyder's vision was not what the DC executives had in mind for the thing. So we'll see what's going on there.
Right.
So Deathstroke, it's happening. Well, maybe. I mean, they keep threatening us with movies, like I say, so we'll see. Justice League is out next month, I believe. It is on the November 17th, because that is the same day as The Punisher. Tickets are now on sale, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. They went on sale kind of a stealth launch. Like, there was no trailer, there was no poster. It was just kind of like, hey, tickets are on sale. So we are kind of, that's like 3 weeks away now, 2.5.
Do you think with that same day you're going to have Marvel versus DC fanboys going?
Oh, there's any day you're going to have Marvel versus DC fanboys.
Well, especially that day with Punisher dropping the same day as Justice League.
So a lot of people have said, I don't think they'll combat each other, but if you look at how many people are maybe disheartened by DC movies and the cost of Netflix versus the cost of taking your family to the movies, Netflix may win this one out if it was a battle for that regard. But, I have both. I'm going to go see Justice League, and I'm going to watch The Punisher. So, but I do have good news on Justice League front. It's the shortest movie of any DC film to date. It's 120 or 119 minutes, which is just 2 hours. Suicide Squad was 123 minutes, so it's even shorter than Suicide Squad was. And I don't remember how long that movie felt.
The first half of that movie, first third of that movie, thumbs up. Back 2/3, it dragged.
Kind of down, yeah.
At the very end of it reminded me of Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Big blue beam to the sky kind of thing.
Coming down, yeah.
It's been a while since I watched Suicide Squad, probably theaters. But, Justice League being the shortest movie gives me hope in one regard. There's no filler scenes. Like, they can just get into it and just go.
Do you think Joss cut a lot out?
I don't know if he cut a lot out or if they've had to retool because, every movie to me, DC movie, is a reaction to the one before it. Wonder Woman had to retool itself to fit itself. Like, it was a great addition to Batman v Superman. Everyone loved Wonder Woman part of that.
Yes.
Batman v Superman was like, hey, what happened to all the people who died in Man of Steel that people were like, everything's a reactionary thing. So I think Justice League's like, Batman v Superman was too long. And then they went and added 30 more minutes to the extended cut. So like, hey, let's just get in and get this done, and then launch the universe afterwards where everybody's going.
Which I have that extended copy.
Do you?
I have not even opened it up to watch.
Not even opened it, yeah.
No, I haven't.
We did a spoiler cast on it, and that was rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's the shortest movie of any DC film. So you'll only be in there 2 hours. You can get in, watch a movie, and get out. Yeah, I don't know. Do you remember watching the Avengers for the first time?
What was the runtime of the Avengers? Just to throw that out to you.
Oh,
There's
man.
a lot of characters in that, and you're introducing Cyborg, you're introducing Flash. You've already established Batman and Wonder Woman.
Well, do you think they've already considered themselves introducing them because they had the little video clips on the computer as you shake your head in disappointment?
As Lex Luthor pretty much names all the heroes, and they keep the logos.
2 hours and 23 minutes for the Avengers, so about 25 more minutes. So I think the thing about the Avengers is it jumps in and it goes.
But they had several years to establish those characters for that movie.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on. Well, they had to build up a little bit. I guess Coulson needed a little more time to do it, and I don't think we met Maria Hill until Avengers either in the helicarrier. They were showing off a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But I agree. Like, you can't just jump in and kind of go with it. But I think this one's just gonna go. I think, hey, it picks up where Superman died. We need to do something. Get a team together. We have these movie files. Let's go find these people. While I guess in the first one, Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor was contacting Steppenwolf on the 3D
That was the
thing.
extended version, I believe.
Yeah, they released that clip a week after the movie came out.
Yes,
we didn't
to
put this
explain
in
stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. So there's not a lot of good things going for it, but it's going to be a short movie, so we're not, at 2 hours in, we don't have to put our heads in our hand. Like, we have to sit through
to
this.
rewind, just good movies.
Good movies. Yeah.
If it's a good movie, I'll pay it.
Yeah.
I'll see it again if it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I just want good movies.
Yeah. And I'm hoping, knock on wood, that the short window for the press stuff and the reactions is, better.
Positive.
Yeah. Because, if they did it now, it's competing with Thor. Thor is, knocking out international markets right now. So, if you, hey, Justice League's good, but they're like, yeah, but Thor's got actual numbers behind it, that news might have dropped. So,
Right.
I don't know. We don't market for the movies. What do we know?
Marvel's so good at marketing their movies.
Yeah.
DC will put out something. Next day, Marvel put something out just to extinguish what DC put out. Yeah.
Just to put it out there. Yeah. Well, that's okay, because we got a good movie maybe on the horizon here for DC, and that's the Flashpoint movie. The Flash's standalone movie. In that, are you familiar with the Flashpoint storyline?
Vaguely.
Okay.
Is this, if I'm wrong, tell me.
Yeah.
Flashpoint happens,
Yeah.
and Bruce Wayne's father's Batman. Bruce Wayne's mother is the Joker.
Yeah, so in Flashpoint, the Flash goes back in time to stop his mother from being killed when he's young.
But the butterfly effect.
But then he created this whole other universe where nothing was kind of the same. I think the Amazons and Atlanteans are fighting, like they have a big war going on still, because Aquaman and so there's some reason that the Atlanteans and Amazons are fighting now actively. Bruce Wayne died in the alley, and so Thomas Wayne became Batman. His mom went crazy, so Martha Wayne became the Joker.
Right.
I don't even know what Superman is in this world. Like, there's a whole bunch of different stuff. But all we know that they cast in Batman v Superman Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne.
Negan.
And yeah, Negan, the comedian from Watchmen. Like, he's worked in a lot of, DC capacity and comic book capacity. I mean, he's the dad in Supernaturals, where he got to start off on, to me. So he has been playing very coy about being Batman in this movie. So if they're going to reset this universe, they don't want to have Ben Affleck, and Ben Affleck doesn't want to be part of it. They can get Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He'll definitely play. I think if they asked him to, be like, yeah, I'll play Batman. Yeah. In this,
it's a restart.
Yeah, this little movie, because it doesn't continue as Batman afterwards. He's just for this movie.
Right.
So give him a little something to do to play in the universe a little bit. And I could totally see it's Maggie from Walking Dead, who's his mom.
Correct.
Plays an interesting Joker. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to Flashpoint. Maybe.
Good movies.
Good movies.
Just give me a good movie.
They tried Flashpoint on the TV show, and it lasted like 2 episodes.
Now, do you think it's too early for them to do a Flashpoint movie?
I think they set it up in the Batman v Superman as a backdoor. Like, hey, look, we might have shot ourselves in the foot early on. We may need a backdoor out of this. We have the option to kind of do whatever we need to. If they want to reset it, they can.
There's our option.
But they don't even have to reset everything. Like, maybe they want to cast someone else's Batman, or they want to, shift some stuff around, like little things. Mm-hmm. They have this thing to tweak those little things rather than restarting the whole thing. Because Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman's knocking it out of the park.
Right.
They're not going to get rid of her.
No.
Henry Cavill as Superman is a great choice. He can play Superman if given the right script, I think. And our superfan Jim will say the same thing.
I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with that.
The Flash, I think he'll be fine. Ezra Miller as the Flash, I think he'll be fine. Cyborg, we don't know enough about.
Right.
You can't replace Aquaman now because Jason Momoa has made Aquaman cool.
He's the face now. Yeah, he's the face.
He's having so much fun in these. Like, I'm like, yeah, I want to have fun with you too. Like,
yeah.
So there's things that they shouldn't change, but if there are casting issues, actor issues, whatever, this kind of has a hole to change it up a little bit if they wanted to. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think Flashpoint has the ability to maybe surprise us if they get a script down and get a director in there to do it. And Robert Zemeckis, who knows time travel, would be an inspired choice.
Now, how many directors have they gone through on the Flash movie?
So, I think it was first Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who went to Star Wars, who then got fired from Star Wars.
Correct.
And then I think it was Fukunawa or something like that. Cary Fukunawa or something. So he left. But I think at that point in time, that was still the old DC resume. They were like, we don't know what we're going to do with the Flash. We have no idea. I figure they have no idea what they're doing.
Uh-huh.
And they're just like, okay, now we know we have Jeff Johns in here, who wrote Flashpoint, who wrote the Green Lantern stuff, who knows comic book
Give him
stories.
the green light.
Yeah.
I'm a Jeff Johns. Yes.
Yeah, so he's probably in there, but like, look, we have all this stuff in play already. Let's move these pieces around and figure out where we can go. So if Jeff Johns says this is who we want for Flashpoint, I agree with you.
He needs to be the Kevin Feige of DC.
He is. I think he is now.
He needs to be.
Yeah. So as long as Warner Brothers just kind of lets him go,
right?
That's what I think that needs to happen. Warner Brothers just needs to say, get it done, and everything will work out in the end. Mm-hmm. Fan movies. Movies made by fans, like the Deadpool movie. If that wasn't made by Ryan Reynolds and his push, I don't think it would have been nearly as good. If Fox had, because Fox is so hit or miss. Like, we saw X-Men Apocalypse everyone was excited for, but that wasn't made without any love for the character. That was just made to make a movie. But like, if you look at First Class, what Matthew Vaughn did, I think First Class is a great movie. And he's like, yeah, I respect the material and the characters. Let's have some fun with it.
Even on the TV shows, put a note here, Legion. Fox did. Great show.
Yeah.
Well,
that's also a Fox Marvel like co-product. And, Fox is... Like, I hear good things about The Gifted, to be honest. I haven't watched The Gifted, but I've heard good things. But, they've done some pretty poor stuff in their decisions. Well, If you want to look over here in my window, I have a show that Marvel's making right now that's not doing very hot at all.
I've gone through 5 episodes, Chris, and I've got 3 more to go. And it is.
We have Inhumans news later on, so we're going to talk about that.
I'll say
so. So Flashpoint's a great thing to look forward to. But another big announcement this week, I think this one caught everybody off guard. The movie Shazam, the next movie after Aquaman, I think they're shooting for April 2019, has cast Zachary Levi, Chuck, if you will, as the lead character. I think Captain Marvel, Shazam, not Billy Batson, not the young boy, but the full magic power version.
You can go back and past movies where everybody, Batman with Michael Keaton, backlash, Wonder Woman, backlash on her, when she was announced. So let's give it a shot. Mm-hmm. Let's just to see what he can do. I don't know enough about the character to see if he can pull it off.
Right.
But let's do it.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people said, he's not big enough for it. But, I mean, people can work out. I mean, Chris Evans did not look like Captain America did when he played the Human Torch.
Correct.
So, I mean, people who look goofy can come a long way. I mean, you look at John Krasinski from The Office when he did, like, what was it, the Benghazi movie or whatever it was.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, he's now Jack Ryan in the Amazon, like, people can evolve, and they're actors for a reason. So I think it's good. I mean, to me, a lot of people have said he has that boyish innocence about him. Like, he can be like, oh man, all of a sudden I have superpowers. Let's have some fun with it. And because it's Billy Batson is a young boy who gets the powers of 6 different gods who spell out Shazam. If he says the word Shazam, is it?
I believe so. Yes, I can remember when I was a kid a possible TV show. In the intro, I don't remember much about it. Some kid walking into a cave and he says it and turns into Shazam.
It's kind of like He-Man. Like it's a lot like He-Man, where the boy gets the powers and all of a sudden he has like all these powers. And Zachary, he was in Thor: The Dark World. We talked about this before the show started.
I was shocked. It really surprised me.
As Fandral, and he looks like it. I mean, they can't get the Princess Bride guy to play the part, so they got to get someone who looks like it. So I think it's fine. I mean, you got to give him a chance.
Sure.
It's not as I say. I'm not offended, as you know.
Right.
Because there are more offensive cast. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor is an offensive casting.
How many fanboys are there of Shazam though?
Yeah. It's a small. It's got
to be small niche.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe seeing him fight The Rock later on as Black Adam would be very, very interesting. Very, very 2 different sides. It's
polar
not
opposites.
Yeah, because a lot of people wanted John Cena as Shazam. Well, I don't think John Cena could pull it off. I'm not sold on it. But seeing John Cena versus The Rock in a movie would just be like watching a pay-per-view.
Yeah, watching pay-per-view, exactly.
Yeah, so Shazam, big news coming out of that. That's confirmed from the director as well. So I mean. I think
who's the director on that?
Oh man, I forgot already because he's been doing these pictures every week. Let's see. You type in Shazam, you get the app Shazam from that. So I'm gonna
put you on the spot there.
I know, no, it's fine. David F. Sandberg, who has done. Let's pull this up here. Lights Out, Annabelle Creation.
That was a horror flick, wasn't it? Annabelle Creation.
Yeah. I think that's this year's. Annabelle Creation just came out. Lights Out was a horror film. It's a horror film. Like Mike always says, you start in horror film, you can get to any comic book movie you want.
Small budget, and then you get the money to make what you want.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of short films. Lights Out and Annabelle were
the heavy hitters there.
The heavy hitters. Yeah, everything else is short films. So yeah, that's fine. Cool. We'll see how it comes out. I mean, we have all next year to ruminate in this because we don't have a DC movie until December, which is
poor planning.
Yeah, it could be for the better. If they're rushing them out, we could get.
But if the movie is great and awesome, you got a year wait, or the interest doesn't start dying down again.
Yeah. Well, I think they're gonna have like probably 3 movies in production, like Wonder Woman 2, Shazam, and then probably, hopefully, not gonna Green Lantern before Flashpoint. So we'll play that one by ear. We're going to shift gears a little bit. We were talking a little bit. You're in the middle of Daredevil Season 2.
Yes.
So we're not going to spoil it for you.
Okay. Do I need to walk out of the room?
No, it's fine. Just the Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio, will return in Season 3.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of
I've seen that on Twitter, so that's no surprise.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio, he's knocking it out of the park as Kingpin. I was talking to people yesterday at the convention. They didn't know he played the alien in Men in Black.
I did know that. I did know that. And also in Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, he's the one. I think he shot himself. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, he's a very versatile actor. And then, you shave his head, put him up. He looks like the Kingpin.
It is a phenomenal job in season 1.
Yeah,
is one of the first Marvel villains that I really enjoyed or marketability.
He also seemed like a real person you'd run into on the streets. It's not like, and Marvel movies, and we'll talk about this, has a thing where the villain is a color swap version of the hero. The TV shows don't really have that problem just yet.
But you knew the back history. You knew why he was doing it.
Yeah.
The whole childhood with his father. Oh, it was awesome. It was great.
He's great. So that's really cool to know he's coming back for season 3. I know they're wanting to do the storyline Born Again from Daredevil. So whatever that is.
Yes.
Yep. So there we go. So we'll do that. Also, they've announced the showrunner for season 3, and it's Erik Oleson. He did The Man in the High Tower.
Okay.
He's the showrunner for The Man in the High Tower, so he will be taking over showrunner duties on season 3.
All right.
So I think that's fine. I mean, if one person is in it too long, it just runs downhill. So I agree with that. So Daredevil season 3, I expect production to kick off pretty soon. We talked last week about their teaser on Twitter that says, I'm fine. So if they're ramping up marketing a little bit, something's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Inhumans, the other one of the shows on right now, it hurts my heart. It hurts me so bad, and you know this.
It hurts me too because you got me into the trade where you suggested it. I read it.
It's really
loved
good.
It.
Yeah.
Yes, and then it's a tough show to get through, and I want to love it. I want to.
Yeah.
But the writing did not do those actors any favors.
And the actors don't do themselves. I think first take. Hey. Again, we talked about this yesterday, not to ruin anything, but from the first episode, Gorgon just yelling at the ocean for forever, like, just redo it again, make it sound a little better. And as you can tell, I have my little Inhuman shrine over here in the window with the artwork from the show, and I'm just IMAX is also let down by the quality of the series, and they went on record to say that this week. Like they were like,
I saw that
customers expected a production akin to a mega budget blockbuster movie rather than pilots for a television show, which I get that. Expectations for Marvel products is very high, but it's also a TV show, so the budgets can't meet. We're not making Thor Ragnarok in 8 episodes kind of thing.
They pushed that pretty fast, though.
Yeah, they did. It was that turnaround. Something had to happen. There's a lot of back end stuff we probably don't know about.
Right.
That, like, because they were filming that in March still, and the CGI kept changing in every trailer and stuff like that. And also, Marvel Television's president, and I think one of the producers, Jeff Loeb, and I forget the other guy's name. His last name's Chori, walked away from Inhumans related questions.
Wow.
From Deadline after an event last week. So. They're probably getting a little lashback. Now, Jeff Loeb has done some great work. I think he did The Long Halloween. Was it that one of those Batmans? He's got some classic Batman stuff. But he also did, I don't know if you ever read Ultimatum for Marvel, where they killed off like half the Ultimate Universe.
I believe, yes.
In like 08.
It's hazy.
It's what I call the lobotomy of the Ultimate Universe, because it's like he's phoning it in. It's the worst thing ever. Almost killed the whole franchise. But like then he goes and does like some of the Netflix shows like Jessica Jones and Daredevil. I'm like, this guy is all over the place in terms of quality. So hopefully they learn lessons and pick back up from here. I think IMAX said they're not going to work on like a TV style show again. So
they probably got a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah, again, they made a lot of money off the theatrical run, more than they did the Game of Thrones run. But they also didn't produce Game of Thrones, so so we'll definitely, I don't know, IMAX, stick to what you're good at. Just show movies on a big screen.
Yes.
Bring out more 70mm projectors. That's what I say. Roll those out. Spend that money. Did you like Logan at all?
Yes.
That wasn't a straight yes, so I'm a little scared here.
I did not catch it in the movie theaters.
Okay.
So all I heard was all the hype.
And then you caught it later?
And I caught it later. A little distraction when I was watching it because my 1-year-old running around. I liked it only if they keep it to that one movie. I don't want to see a spinoff.
Okay.
Which I'm getting ready to get you into this.
So X-23, they're working on a script for this character, X-23, known as Laura in the movie, I believe. As actually, I have a X-23 pop vinyl right there on the end of the Toys R Us. She took over the Wolverine mantle in the comics recently.
Yes.
Craig Kyle, one of the co-creators, Craig Kyle and Chris Yost, created her for the TV series. I forget. I think it was like some sort of X-Men cartoon in the early 2000s that they were working on. So he's actually working on the script with the guy who did Logan. So that gives me a little more hope that...
I just like the whole idea this is a self-contained movie.
Right. Well, the problem with the X-Men universe is they don't care about continuity. Yeah. There are good ones. Deadpool, Logan.
Yes.
Great. Then we get Apocalypse bombs, and I'm still not sold on Days of Future Past. But then they're doing New Mutants, which looks awesome as well. Like they're all over the place on what's happening here. But I think they work best when they give it to just the director and someone else be like, hey, make what you want of it. Now, since there's time travel and like all sorts of crazy stuff in the X-Men universe, and with Cable coming in and in Deadpool 2, what instead of worrying about Hope Summers, he brings back Laura X-23 into the main Marvel universe, and she becomes part of the X-Force like she did in the comic books.
So you'll have the black and white Deadpool.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
Cable,
black and gray.
Yeah, black and gray.
Yeah,
X-23.
X-23. She's very lethal in Logan. Like, she's unapologetically
Rage.
lethal. Like, even more so than, like, Wolverine and Hugh Jackman's character. Like, when she sees red, she goes all out. And I think, bringing that, like, maybe not that girl, but, like, maybe an older version, an aged-up version of her that Cable brings back might be interesting. If they do it creatively.
Just make good movies.
Make good movies, yes. I don't know how they can make it work with the Logan universe that they've set up.
Yeah.
And where does that even fit in the timeline? I mean, I don't have enough yarn in this house to draw those strings and name tags.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll if they don't retro back to the Logan movie, maybe I'm more up for it. But if they, I just want to see it. It's gonna be difficult.
Do you think an age, like, we pick up Laura, like I said, Cable finds her.
See, I never thought the idea
10, 15 years
bringing her
later.
back.
Yeah.
I was thinking possibly, that she's across the border in Canada.
So you think picking up, like, right up where that one ends would be bad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I don't want to see.
Okay.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, see, to me, the way it could work is instead of worrying about the Hope Summers, the first mutant or last mutant born in the world, bringing her, that's kind of weird. Like, what if we're bringing back this version of Wolverine? So they don't have to recast Wolverine. They've now got a female version. They can recast it, like, 20-year-old, female lead action character in there. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I might be game for that.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to see a bad work direct sequel.
Yeah.
I did not want to see
pick
that.
up right where the other one ends.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that would work very well.
No.
Either. Yeah, and a lot of those mutants were confused. Like, the kids' powers were confusing. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see how that plays out. Right before the show started, we watched the Runaways trailer, the new Runaways trailer. This is an action-packed trailer. There's a lot going on in this one, more so than the other one. The other one's like, okay, here's some kids and their parents are doing evil stuff. This one, you get to see the Velociraptor, Old Lace, a lot more. Some of the kids, every kid has their powers, and they kind of go through it a little bit. And what I get to see a lot of in this, I think it's the Nico Minoru character has taken over a lot of the dialogue, it looks like.
Right.
Because she's a very popular character. They brought her back in A-Force, which was a new comic Marvel did a couple years ago. It's like she was in Runaways, went away. They brought her back in A-Force. We talked about this. Doctor Strange, her mother is in the Doctor Strange movie. They've established this weapon is in the Marvel universe already.
Right.
I don't know, but you also mentioned it's teenage driven.
It was like the audience is going to be that teen. Maybe I'm wrong.
Young adult, maybe.
Young adult, yeah. I'm not going to say high school, but junior, senior in high school, freshman, sophomore in college, in that 16 to 22, 24 age bracket.
Yeah, I think so. I think this one might bleed a little more into, I guess maybe a little higher age because of the way, like, it's got the guy who played Buffy, the villain. I guess Spike.
Right.
That guy, James Marsters, is one of the villains in here, so he's got a big role. I think he might bring someone like the 30s to 40s who liked Buffy into the show. I think it's maybe 10 episodes as well.
Okay.
But it launches literally 4 days after The Punisher, and like a couple days after Justice League. like November, add Thor on there.
Yeah.
We've got the busiest month we've seen in a long time, and a lot of like, other than we talked about Justice League. We hope it's good. We don't know. Thor looks good, coming in fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. If you're interested, the Punisher looks great. I mean, it can't be worse than Iron Fist, as we
correct. Yes,
as we know. Runaways looks like it could, if not middle of the road, still the upper echelon of TV on there. And I don't have Hulu. But I might pick it up to watch this.
I don't have it either, but don't you get like a free month or something? So maybe we just get it, binge watch it. I don't know how we're going to handle the review shows that week because one movie and 2 TV shows, it might be a little rough. So we might, like I said, do Punisher or Justice League, and then Punisher, probably Justice League, Punisher to give everyone time to watch 13 episodes. Sure. That's a lot of episodes. I didn't realize there's that many episodes.
Yeah, every Netflix show's 13, except for Defenders, which was 8, which we think is the ideal number.
That's the magic number, I think. 8 or 9 episodes.
8, yeah, maybe 10 if you're feeling lucky. And then I think Runaways is 10 episodes. So we got a lot of good content coming out in here before, Star Wars December. So yeah, I don't know. This trailer looks really cool to me. I think the other show they're working on Freeform, Cloak and Dagger, might be more towards that 16 to 20 range.
Yes.
And this might be a little more generic because it looks lighter. It looks, like not lighter in tone, but lighter in color.
Make Cloak and Dagger so dark.
Yeah, they could. But they're shooting for that Freeform audience.
Yes, and I think that's probably a mistake for those 2 characters.
Yeah, well, at least they're getting made.
Yes.
Well, I can't say that for the Inhumans anymore, but at least they're getting made.
Yes.
So yeah, and it looks to have a lot of tie-ins to other Marvel properties, with the Roxxon Corporation being at the forefront of that.
Mm-hmm.
Thor Ragnarok again coming out this week. I have my tickets to Thursday. I think Mike has his tickets sometime this week.
I'm hoping to hit that weekend.
Hoping to get
the wife.
Open weekend. It looks great. I got my pop vinyls over here, as you can tell.
Yes.
We looked at the Surtur one on a picture yesterday, but the Surtur pop is amazing. It's orange, glows in dark. It's a GameStop exclusive. I'm very excited to see this. This is a 2.5 hour movie. I'm calling it Planet Thor because it's Planet Hulk and
sure.
Thor. It just looks so good. It looks so fun. And early reviews and early money numbers are showing positive. I'm not reading into articles or anyone's personal reviews, but you can't avoid Rotten Tomatoes says this and reviews say that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like the colors. I don't know how to explain it, but it reminds me of Guardians. Just those vibrant colors, the logo. It
borrows from the 80s.
Yes,
and Guardians has a reason it borrows from the 80s. I think this is leaning into that Led Zeppelin usage, the fantasy and role playing, and this stuff was big, and the cosmic Marvel from the 70s and 80s is big influence. I think Jack Kirby art is everywhere on it.
Yes,
so I'm really excited to see how they pull all that together. The writer Erik Pearson for this movie knows whispers of the Marvel one-shot program returning to Marvel.
I would enjoy that.
Erik Pearson actually wrote the first 3 that they did. They did A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to Thor's Hammer.
That was a great one.
That's
Coulson.
That's a great introduction.
Bag of Flour, I think he kicked or something. Yes.
Yeah, just took out all those guys. The Consultant, which bridges the gap between Iron Man 2 and the Hulk.
Is that the bar scene?
Well, no. Kind of. It talks about... It's got Coulson and then the agent who came out to be Hydra in Winter Soldier. And they're talking how do we get General Ross on board with our programming? We got to send the Consultant, Tony Stark, over.
Yes.
So that's why he ends up in the bar at the end of the Hulk.
Right, okay.
So that's going on. So it bridges that gap. And then Item 47, which was the Avengers one, which was actually a really long piece, and a lot of those characters came on to be on S.H.I.E.L.D. later on. So those are really good ones. And then after that we got Agent Carter, which was even bigger, and All Hail the King, which brought Ben Kingsley back as the Mandarin show. There's maybe another Mandarin out there. So Erik Pearson he wrote those. If he's right, I'm on board. I want to see some more little characters. He said they used to envision them like Pixar shorts happening before the movies, and everyone's used to staying after a Marvel movie, but what if you get to come to a Marvel movie and see a new character beforehand?
Sure.
That would be...
Oh, the one-shots, yeah. What do you think the reasoning is they stopped doing them?
I actually have that right here.
Okay, I did not know this.
The
but all right.
drop in Blu-ray sales. People were not buying the physical copies, and like they were maybe buying the digital ones. They just say drop in Blu-ray sales. I don't know what that means overall, but people weren't buying the DVD, so that hurt the program because apparently they were funding those through the back issue sales. But it's not like Disney doesn't have the money to do these. Like it's not like their entire movies.
Right.
They're like 5-minute pieces at most.
Do them.
And if Pixar's doing them, like, you know, I know Marvel's putting out 3 movies a year, but like, if you set the precedent, hey, come beforehand to see the Marvel thing, stay after to see the Marvel thing. You've got the people in the theater you've got their attention the whole time. Right.
Exactly.
And like, fans are enjoying it. People are being introduced to new characters temporarily that they don't know what's going on. I think it's great. I think that there's nothing wrong with the one shots.
Do them.
Yeah, I'm really sad that they kind of disappeared. Are you excited for Captain Marvel? I'm very excited for Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Okay.
That was not a delay. I'm just trying to get my thoughts here. Do you think they'll hint? Now, the movie is going to be set in the 80s. Is that correct? From
90s.
The 90s.
Yes, 90s. Confirmed by Kevin Feige even this week.
Do you think we're going to see the Skrulls in this?
The Skrulls?
Yes.
Yeah, they did confirm the
Skrulls.
They even show the concept art.
Is that right? Okay.
For Captain Marvel as Brie Larson fighting the Skrulls, which I think is even better. And I'm just that's blowing my mind. Like Marvel's not like okay.
It's not linear.
It's not linear. They confirmed that with Spider-Man: Homecoming. Not everything happens when it's released, but the fact that they can go back to a different era, other than they did Captain America, which is great. Agent Carter was a revisit. They even touched on it a little bit in Ant-Man, going back to when Tim created the particles. Like there's all these years in between that are still open, and they can be like, well, this happened. How Nick Fury lost his eye, even. So they're actually eyeing Ben Mendelsohn, who was in Rogue One. Did you watch Rogue One?
Yes.
Director Krennic as the villain in this.
Yes.
I can see him being a Skrull. He's got that look.
He's got that villain look.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And paint him green, put pointy ears, and the rigid chin on him. Yeah, he's a
like
Skrull.
a Keebler elf, or yeah.
But also, great news. They've added Sanja Milkovic, the costume designer for movies such as Blade, Star Trek Beyond, and every Fast and Furious movie ever, as the costume designer for Captain Marvel. Now, normally that's not a big deal for any other movie, but when it's talking about a Marvel movie and how the costumes need to look and how it needs to be adhered to the 90s, and Captain Marvel has a very distinct costume look. I think they're going to pull from her new one, and they've got all these aliens that they're going to be fighting against. I think that's a big deal to get someone with that big name involved in here.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think the costumes in Fast and Furious movie affect anything that happens in that movie.
Well, I'm gonna be frank with you. I've never seen any of those movies.
Okay, so I mean, it's not like they're wearing costumes to drive in, like
jeans and a t-shirt.
Yeah, but Star Trek Beyond, I mean, you're putting costumes on Star Trek. You got aliens and humans and making all that work and look natural. You see the first Blade movie? I mean, it fits pretty good.
Oh, the first Blade movie, yes.
Yeah, Blade.
When you said Blade, I was thinking Blade Runner. Just for being reason, but Wesley Snipes, yes.
Yeah, so her first start was in Blade. So, I think that's looking at her history of what she's worked on, I think it's a good solid pull. So
you're not offended?
Not offended. I don't even know if I wouldn't know if I was offended, honestly. But she doesn't make anyone look ugly in those other movies. Avengers 4 has a new picture here, and you're going to have to just slide around and take a look at here. Hawkeye is on set, but he's got his Ronin boots on. Are you familiar with the character Ronin from the comic books?
No.
No? Okay, well, I'll pull up a picture of Ronin. So Ronin was a character who just appeared kind of out of nowhere in the comic books, and he has a samurai sword, and he's got like a Ronin samurai kind of look. And it was Hawkeye at one point undercover because they thought he was died in House of M storyline, but he was resurrected.
So is he doing this for
Avengers 4?
Identity because of Civil War?
I assume so, because at the end of Civil War, everyone's kind of broken out. We don't know how Ant-Man's going to get where he gets. We talked about that a little bit last week, but that means I think it's Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye, and Falcon are the three on the run with him there.
Okay.
But his Ronin costume, I mean, He gets more hand to hand. He's got a sword. And he doesn't do the bow and arrow a little more, so
it gives him more diversity of what he can do.
And he's got the mohawk, which is kind of pulled from his ultimate look a little bit. So they may give him a little more to look than just purple and pull a bow and arrow.
Yeah, in space, how's that going to work?
Yeah. Who knows what he's going to do? Yeah. They also said there's a lot of they started filming Avengers 4, not 3. There's a lot of Japan imagery and stuff going on, so he might be hiding. His hideout might be in Japan more so than everybody else's. Okay. So
I can buy that.
Yeah. And also Teenage Groot in Avengers 4 will be motion captured on set. I know I don't know if they did motion capture on the other one. I'm sure they did, but they've got a guy who played like in Planet of the Apes, not Andy Serkis, but another big motion capture guy playing Teenage Groot in Avengers 4. Okay. All right. Because he'll probably be about human height.
I'm a Groot fan.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm excited to see how they bring him into this, and how do Earth people act to Groot,
a walking tree,
walking tree who only the Guardians understand.
Yes, that's 3 words. Yes.
Yeah. Well, 4 words. We. Are Groot.
Okay. All right. Correction.
Yeah. That's fine. We just looked at this beforehand. The Venom movie is kicking off. They've got Tom Hardy on set laughing with what looks to be a poor haircut. You can see the image if you're on our video or look at our show notes. I guess they're really doing it. I know a guy working on the crew there, so I guess Venom's going to happen.
Do we need it?
I don't think we need it.
Okay. I think we're on the same...
it's the movie no one asked for. There's like the Han Solo movie. A popular character...
I'm a Star Wars fanboy. Yeah. And I am lukewarm to seeing this movie. I just... I'll see it. They'll get my money.
And you mean Han Solo, right?
Yes, the Han Solo movie, yes. So we'll see. But Venom...
Yeah, kind of. It's.
I like Thomas Hardy.
Yeah. They're pulling a lot of stops out to get this movie done and use good names with it.
Oh, it comes out next year. I mean, within a year.
Yeah, within a year they've got. Like I said, we talked about they've got the crew. I think maybe did Deadpool or some other the action crew, the stunt choreography group, big name crew. I think they're trying to get Michelle Williams involved. Like there's Riz Ahmed who was in Rogue One.
Yes, Rogue One. Yeah,
might be Carnage. Like they're going all out to try to get this movie.
Maybe we'll be surprised like Deadpool.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think the Marvel Sony working relationship is benefiting Sony a little bit because I think they can just go to Marvel like, hey, look, can you help us with this movie? We need to do this movie. Like, we want to do it. Can you help us point us in the right direction? Yeah, because I mean, Sony got all the money from Spider-Man: Homecoming. Marvel didn't get the money because they get the character kind of. Like, you get the money and we'll take the character. So, it's a trade-off. So, they got this money.
Marvel smart, yeah.
And they're like, hey, okay, like, yes, don't save the money. Reinvest that money into Venom and just kind of go all out. So, so we'll knock on wood on that one as well. Also, fun fact, Tom Hardy will be using motion capture for Venom. And that's according to actually actor Andy Serkis. He was talking about motion capture movies, and one of them being a big Sony movie that's in production. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be Venom. So Thomas Hardy, maybe Riz Ahmed, doing the motion capture for their characters.
Carnage and Venom.
Yeah, which at this point in time will look way better than it did 10 years ago in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't look worse than that.
Yeah.
Can't look worse than that. Right before this, we watched the Red Band trailer for the Bright movie coming to Netflix next month. The Will Smith and Joel Edgerton cop work drama kind of thing, action movie.
I'm all in.
This is a whole bunch of genres blending together I never thought would see.
I'm all in on this. I remember seeing the trailer a couple months ago. You showed me the Red Band trailer today. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Yeah, the Red Band trailer definitely sold me a lot more than the first trailer did. You see a lot more of the characters and how they interact and what's kind of going on. Obviously, one of this police chief looks like he's the villain, as tradition.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
corrupt cops and stuff. He looks like an elf, I think. I don't think he's an orc, or it's a goblin.
Why not put this on a big screen?
I don't know. I think Netflix is just kind of testing the waters on movies. They do a lot of the Adam Sandler movies and stuff like that, and the show. So I think they're trying to like, hey, we're more than just goofy movies and dark and gritty shows.
Right.
Well, Stranger Things 2 came out this week. Like they have a couple things that they're known for. So I think they want to be like, let's let's diversify a little bit.
I'm all in on this. Was it December?
December. I don't have the date in front of me, but I know it's December or something. So that's another big thing in December. I think it's fun. I mean, it's the guy who did Suicide Squad. David Ayer is the director with Will Smith again, but it looks like they're having more fun. Just kind of fighting over a magic wand. It looks like trying to get the magic wand thing. It reminds me of a game I used to play called Shadowrun, which is it used to be an RPG in the 80s. Came out a video game in the 2000s where magic reemerged in the world after like being dormant for years. And
all right.
So you've got guns and modern technology, but also like goblins and fairies and stuff like that. So that'll be cool. Did you watch the Dark Tower movie?
No.
Yeah, me neither. So apparently the TV series is still in production for the Dark Tower, but it may reboot the franchise after the film has flopped pretty hard.
I thought the TV series was supposed to play off the movie.
It was. So the TV series was supposed to take place like a different book than the movie did. Because the movie is not the first book. And it's kind of fill in some backstory. But I think they may take the TV series to reboot the franchise and be like, okay, well, the Dark Tower in the movie didn't work. Let's retool everything, tell a new story from the TV point of view. And I think that might be a good place for the Dark Tower to live. As we're going to reference Westworld, I don't know if you ever saw the original Westworld movie.
No.
It doesn't hold up very well.
I remember seeing a TV series years and years ago when I was a kid.
The second TV series. So there was a movie, there was 2 movies, and then a small TV series, and now the new TV series. And I love the new TV series, and I think it benefits from that longer format. And, if they find I think it's already got a network, but, like, it could still, trying to tell a book in 2 hours in the movie is not, especially... How many books does he have in the Dark Tower series? There's like 7, maybe?
Yeah, there's quite a few.
So, I mean, just go for the TV because you can keep going. TV can keep going. Yeah. And, tool it how they need to be. TV series, I really enjoy. You watch Preacher?
Yes, I love Preacher.
Yes, Preacher's great. It's officially been renewed for season 3 on AMC.
Was there any doubt?
I just think no one really questioned it. Like, they're like, is Preacher going to keep going? But the quality of that show is consistent all the way through.
It's this last season, as a grown up Catholic. Yeah. There's a couple episodes like, should I be offended? Yeah. Should I not be? But you take it with a grain of salt. I mean, it's just entertainment.
And it's based on a comic book series, and the comic book series is heralded. It's pretty offensive. It's supposed to be.
Yes.
It's supposed to. I mean, it's not supposed to be offensive. It's supposed to rub against you a little bit, make you think a little bit.
Most definitely. But I enjoyed both seasons.
Yeah. I like Preacher. Preacher's a good show. It's one of the, I think I wish more people would watch, because I think it's on in the summer and then it ends when Walking Dead starts.
The last episode is probably 2 months ago, maybe.
Something like that. It's a summer show, and then AMC's getting some good quality stuff, comic book stuff out there. So
I'm all in on Preacher. Ruth Negan and Cooper, it's a good show.
Yeah, people who came from S.H.I.E.L.D. and Marvel all around the way over there. And I like the vampire.
Dom, or
I can't think
you
of
tell me
the Scottish,
the
Irish vampire, whatever his name is. Just have them blanked, but he's really funny. Like he adds a whole different dynamic to the show.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. And lastly, our last bit of news here is still TV related. Do you ever watch the show Stargate?
I enjoyed the movie.
Okay.
Stargate.
The first movie?
First movie. Enjoyed it. Watched a little bit of the TV series. I couldn't even tell you what channel. It just didn't...
It's sci-fi, I think.
It didn't really grab me.
So I think it's a special audience for that. Like, because there's Stargate, the movie, the Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis.
Yes.
There was a third one, I forget what it was.
And I watched a couple of those episodes trying to get myself back into it and just couldn't do it.
Well, I forget what the third one was, but there's 3 TV series and 3 movies, because there's Stargate Continuum and Stargate Arc of Truth. I think were movies related to the TV series. Well, there's a new series called Stargate Origins, which takes place involving some of the characters from the movie and the TV series, the characters that carried over, because the SG-1 had recasted versions of the movie characters, because James Spader was in the first one, and then was it Kurt Russell? Yeah, well, he didn't go over to they didn't go over to the TV series. So this is Stargate Origins. It's supposed to fill in the Stargate Origins, I guess, the origin of it, how these characters fit into it. But it's going to be premiering on a streaming service for Stargate now called Stargate Command. which will be the only, which will not be the only, will be home to all the series and all the movies as well. So it's like a Stargate fan.
Is there a demand for this?
I don't know. All the shows have been canceled so far pretty quickly. I like the idea of Stargate. I think it's an interesting, the concept behind it. Like, oh, there's a portal that opens up if you put in the right coordinates.
It's a great movie. Yeah.
The movie, the whole concept behind it's awesome. And like the TV show, like, oh, we're going to go to new coordinates every week kind of thing. I don't know, but the interesting point is the pricing on this is a one-time $20 fee. It is not a monthly charge to get into Stargate Command. And CBS is kind of doing this with their All Access, which is the only place, I think, not the only place, but has every Star Trek TV series and
the
movie
new one
on it.
also.
But the only place to watch the new one, Discovery. But that's got a monthly fee. But they also have other shows from CBS on there.
Or your CSIs or your...
Yeah. Now, would you pay $20 to have every episode of Stargate?
I don't know if I'm big of a fan.
Okay.
If I was a fan, it's like going to Walmart or Target, buying a Blu-ray for $20.
But would you already own it, though, if you're a fan?
Yeah, right.
That's
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't do it.
I know they got a new series to kind of push this, which is interesting, because then that would be like, okay, I'm paying $20 for the new series, and I just get everything else backwards. But I don't think it's sustainable. I think within a year, maybe 2 years.
Let's use another franchise, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Let's say Star Wars is a $20 upfront. I don't think I do. I have all the movies. I've got. I don't even think Star Wars could.
Do you think that? Well, but if you include the Clone Wars show and the Rebel show,
I'm including everything.
But then if they had a new show that you could only watch on that service,
possibly.
Okay.
There'd be a better chance.
Now, see, I like streaming things, but my Star Wars didn't come with digital codes. That's my biggest I'm like, I don't want to rebuy I don't want to spend $20 a movie to rebuy the digital codes for Star Wars,
right?
Because I already own them. Because I did that with the Marvel Phase 1 movies, because none of those used to come with digital codes. So I went back and had to buy all those Marvel movies at full price again on iTunes.
It's a tough pill to swallow.
It was. Well, thankfully they had like iTunes gift cards on sale. Like you get you spend $85, you get $100 worth, something like that. So that was good. But I don't know. I just don't know how will this sustain itself after they're
gonna have to add stuff to it.
Yeah.
I mean, how many episodes?
I think
of the three shows total.
Yeah,
under 100.
Let's pull it. Let's pull it.
Yeah.
I think the first SG1 had well over 100.
Okay.
Stargate Infinity was the other one. There we go. SG1. We're gonna pull it. We're doing some research here while we do this. SG1 had 214 episodes.
Wow, more. Okay.
It ran for, I want to say 9 seasons in here.
Probably say 9 or 10, probably 20 episode seasons or so.
10 seasons. Yeah, because there are producers 1 through 10. Seasons 1 through 10. And then what were the other ones here? Atlantis had 5 seasons with 100 episodes. And then Stargate Universe had 40 episodes. Plus 34 webisodes.
So you're talking a little under 400 episodes plus the movies.
Plus 3 movies, which are 2 of them are TV movies. And the new series. So well over. So if you divide that down, that's like what?
Man, I'm sure there's fans out there.
Yeah.
Because there are enough.
Yeah. I don't know. I this has me interested in it more so. $20 is a tough pill to swallow, but if I wanted to sit down and binge them in order and know where they all were, so I didn't have to jump across things or sign up for Sci-Fi Monthly. But I just don't think the service is sustainable. Like, you might have a lot right out the gate, but then it might.
They already have your money, off. Yeah.
But like, how far can $20 get you from a small fan base?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of looking here. They got a timeline of when the series ran, because apparently Atlantis and SG1 ran at the same time. They had 2 shows going at once. So, and a bunch of video games. So there we go.
All right.
I don't know. It looks like they had an animated series actually as well. Infinity.
Never even heard of that.
Stargate Infinity in 2002 ran for 26 episodes. Wow. And 10 episodes for Origins.
Maybe I dismissed SG-1 a little too early there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it ran until 2007. 97 to 2007. And that happened 3 years after the movie dropped, so... I don't know, man. I think there might be a small niche audience. I learned this weekend there are a lot of fans of the show Winona Earp. And there were a lot of them at the convention this weekend. So, I don't know anything about the show, but I know there were fans there, and they're a very passionate fan base. So,
right.
I don't know. Well, there we go. I think it's a good idea, but again, not sustainable. Like, how are you going to keep the servers up? Like, I see this in 2 years, Netflix or Hulu just getting them all.
Yeah. They'll sell it. Yeah, to get more money.
Or it'll go back to Sci-Fi.
Sure.
Under a Sci-Fi plan. Well, man, that's our news for this week. We made it a whole hour in. Didn't feel like it, does it?
Oh, man. This was definitely an enjoyable hour.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for coming out. Anything you learned about the show while you're here? I mean,
I'm sitting in a dark room looking at a monitor.
Yeah. The side of a monitor, even.
Yeah, side of a monitor,
yeah,
yes.
So, yeah. And, well, actually, I didn't talk to you about my shelves, did I?
No.
I went to IKEA this week, put up my shelves, got all my pops up, and I've got one or two pop vinyls at least. So, any of these stand out to you, Jason? Just looking.
I enjoy the Guardians.
Okay.
I like your Hulkbuster, your Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got them separated.
Kind of by series.
Yes, out there in your man cave and in your office. So.
Yeah, the Spider-Man ones I didn't think would take up as much space as they did, but those are. I have a lot of Spider-Man variety.
Yes, there's almost half a shelf.
Yeah, and
up top.
Yeah, I don't. There's another one somewhere. It must be behind it because I have the green one up there.
Yes.
I have a red version of that. I just got in the mail.
Right.
So. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I got shelves up. My pop vinyls are up, and I think they're pretty cool. Now you get a pop vinyl that sit beside the Hot Toys version of it.
I don't know if my wife will. I'm on thin ice now.
Won't double down, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Pick your battles.
Yeah. So, Jason, if people want to, I don't know if you want people to follow you, find out more about you. You mean anything like that?
I the only thing I'll really push is this show, Superhero Slate, Destination Comic Store on Chevrolet Road. I see Brian, Mitch, Evan, Hunter, Little Bird. Am I missing anybody?
Not employee wise.
Okay.
I'm more of a DNN person,
sure.
so all the shows there and the videos we do. You let us open up some of your statues on Breaking the Seal. Like,
yes, that is correct.
A lot of some of those are from your personal collection.
Yes.
So that's
and check out Break the Seal with John Myers, and that's what I'll definitely push that shop and the shows, the DNN, and it's a good community to be a part of.
Well, funny story is I wasn't gonna tell you, but I asked John to be on the show first, but he couldn't do it. So not that you're
second. From the backup to the backup. All right, I see how this is.
Well, I didn't know I'd run into you yesterday.
Right.
So I asked Jason at the convention, like, you want to swing by and record a show? Let's do it. So
yes.
So I'm glad you're here. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
And you can always find me on Twitter at Valdan, VALDAN. You can head over to Comic UI. You can listen to the other show, Film Side Chats, or go to just YouTube, search the DNN, and see all the videos we got. We released a new Destination Louisville video this week for the Weightless Float Center, where you go sit in the water and close the tank for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. But and always, I'm going to do Mike's part here because this is where he's got this down to an art. As always, please visit superheroslate.com. That's where you can find all our show notes and other bits of news. You can also find us on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, Stitcher. You can subscribe to us and get us right in your email inbox. You always head over to Facebook and like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or follow us on Instagram. Mike actually broke the Shazam news to me on Instagram before I even got to the computer that day. And as always, I'm looking at Jason wearing a Superhero Slate shirt right now. And you can head over to superheroslate.com/store and buy t-shirts. I wore a long sleeve shirt yesterday at the convention. It was because it was cold. That was nice. Got sweaters, jackets, anything you want. Head over and get that there. And as always, be a super fan of the show like Jason. Share a show with a buddy. Share a show with a pal. And as always, we'll be here next week with a Thor Ragnarok review episode as well. So
looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, and I guess we'll see you guys next week.
All right, very good.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.
as my daughter is eating broccoli and cheese mixed with applesauce.
That's
Broccoli and cheese soup mixed with applesauce.
in the morning.
Right when I was leaving.